Welcome to Realizing the African Economic Dream. I'm your host, Arthur Tsanga. And of course, I'm not alone. As usual, you know my partner in this particular work, Mr. Elijah Sneezer. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Arthur.
How are you?
I'm very much okay.
I can see the
Yes, sir.
smile and the glow.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Today we are actually talking about we are going leadership.
Yes, sir.
Leadership as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
not predicated to a particular sect,
Mm-hmm.
but leadership as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly, what leadership is.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we talked about those things some time back,
Yeah.
but just a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some of you got off to some other things.
Mm-hmm.
We would love just to remind you of what leadership is
Yeah.
and the responsibility that leaders have for
Mm-hmm.
such a time as this.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Elijah, over to you.
Thank you. Like you have rightly put it, I think we have taken a two-directional kind of approach. We are talking about spiritual matters, and it's important that we separate, the entrepreneurial leadership aspect
Yes.
for the sake of the businessman that God is raising in Africa.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
The young Dangote out there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to get straight to the point and bring this thing out to them so that they understand exactly what they need to do in this
Sure.
time as entrepreneurs, as business leaders whom God is raising in this continent of
Sure.
Africa.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Because it is only entrepreneurship that is actually going to shift the economic state of the
Mhm.
continent of Africa.
I believe so.
And Africa is blessed with all kinds of resources.
Yes, sir.
We have everything it takes.
Mhm.
We can grow from here
Yes, sir.
and become powerful.
That is
We
true.
don't need aid from Europe or from anywhere else.
Mhm.
But this is why we are coming to you.
Mhm.
This is why Mr. Elijah is here
Mhm.
to explain some of the principles that you can apply in your life
Mhm.
and get the results that you've always desired.
Mhm.
Mr. Elijah.
Yes, sir. I think I'll begin from this point, which I think if you go back to our programs, we talked a little bit about it. The fact of the matter is that the time that we are in, the leadership which worked yesterday is not going to work today.
I remember we talked about
Yes,
that
sir.
some time back.
Yeah. So I'll
Okay.
just also remind our viewers, um, during the colonial times, we saw leadership that delivered us. I think I'll just go through it step by step so that we understand
You're
what we are
reminding me
talking
of
about.
Dr. Kenneth Kaunda.
Yes.
An amazing man.
An amazing man for sure.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so, when that man rose and a lot of other men in Africa, their leadership mandate was to deliver
To deliver.
the Africans from bondage.
They're like Moses.
They were like Moses in a way. We can put
Okay.
it that way.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And when they fulfilled their mandate, there came another phase of leadership where now these ones who came were to sustain what those people had
Okay.
collected from the foreigners.
Okay.
It's another phase of leadership. Now we
the
have
spoil.
Exactly.
To maintain the spoil.
to maintain the
From
spoil,
the war.
maintain the
Okay.
businesses,
Okay.
maintain the institutions, education systems, the health systems,
Yes.
governance systems. Their role was to maintain.
To maintain.
Exactly. So from the Kaundas and whichever other leaders were in the other countries, African countries, their role was to maintain
Yes.
what had been collected through independence, after the
Yes.
fight for independence. Now, we have reached a point where maintenance is not going to work for us.
We don't
Like-
need that anymore.
No, sir. We don't need leaders that will maintain because there is nothing to maintain.
That's interesting. There is nothing to
There
maintain.
there is nothing to maintain. If you look at the systems now, everything has just gone crazy. Currencies are up and down.
Sure.
Borders are closing, businesses are going down, all sorts of things happening. There is really nothing to maintain in this time. The kind of leadership that we need now is leadership that conquers.
The leadership that conquers.
The leadership that conquers.
With guns?
Not with guns.
Yes.
Not with guns. Not with guns.
What kind of conquering are you talking about, sir?
What conquers the world
Yes.
is not the gun,
Okay.
but the idea.
The idea.
The idea.
Okay.
This is why, if you look around the world, the people that are dominating in the business world, in academics, even in the church, It is people with ideas. They are the ones that are sitting in places of authority, and they are the ones that are commanding what happens on the earth. I'll give you an example. Probably right after this program, we'll be uploading this thing on Facebook. Facebook is an idea. The guy who had this idea has dominated the world. He has literally shifted
Like
the way
in
things
a
are done.
way that we never even thought.
In a way that we
He's
never
managed
expected.
to link the whole world in
Mhm.
one place.
Yes, sir. Because the guy had an idea. Yeah. So dominating in the world really is it comes from ideas, conceiving ideas and making them reality in the earth. This is why when you look at people like Steve Jobs, for example, the
Yes.
Apple iPhone and whatever, the guy had an idea and he dominated the world from that idea that he had.
Sure.
Yes, sir. So the leadership that we need, like we are saying, is leadership with ideas. That's the leadership that is needed in this season.
Sure.
Because like we have said, there is nothing to maintain.
There is nothing to maintain.
No, sir. This time is the time that ideas should begin to be born out of people that have been carrying them for years.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And the leadership that has to arise should create an environment not only for their ideas to manifest, but also for the ideas of the people they will be leading.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is why if today I begin a company because I've got an idea, I must create an environment where those that join me should find an incubator like environment where
Sure.
what they carry also will manifest as ideas and spread to the world, and they'll also become big entities and big companies and big leaders in organizations and whatever that has been deposited in them by God to
Okay.
become. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So that is the kind of leadership that we need today, sir.
Okay.
We need leadership that champions ideas
And creates environments.
and creates environments for visions and destinies to be born, because the crisis has literally just crumbled everything.
Economies are messed up.
Economies are messed up.
And this may take a number of years to actually attain to the right position
Yes, sir.
where we ought to be.
Exactly.
Because the corona came at a time that nobody ever thought.
Mhm.
Nobody, no nation
Mhm.
was prepared for anything of this nature.
Yes, sir.
So when it came all the resources that nations had,
Mhm.
all the reservoirs, all the money
Mhm.
that we had,
Mhm.
gone.
That is true.
Gone.
That is true. So we really need to come to a place where we begin to I don't know if I should say reconstruct. Maybe it's not a good word,
Okay.
but we need to begin from the foundation and
We need
establish.
to reconstruct. It's actually the right term.
It's
to
actually
use.
the right term.
We need to reconstruct.
Yes, sir. We need to go to the foundation, establish what needs to be established, the foundation for businesses, the foundation for institutions, the foundation for churches. We need to put all these things together, and then we build new systems and structures on that foundation. But all that will call for leadership that conquers,
Okay.
the leadership that moves and flourishes with ideas.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think for today, maybe as we wrap it up,
Mm-hmm.
maybe if there's a young person out there who's watching,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to understand that what we are doing here,
Mm-hmm.
our main focus is
Mhm.
actually the young generation.
Yes, sir.
Maybe
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Elijah has not yet mentioned that one out, but
Mhm.
on different other programs that we've hosted,
Mhm.
way
Yes,
back
sir.
and some
Mhm.
time, he kept on emphasizing that one,
Mhm.
that our mandate is
Mhm.
actually to inspire the young generation
Yes,
to
sir.
rise to places of leadership.
Yes, sir.
So that's what we're actually targeting.
Mhm.
I
That
don't
is
know
true.
if there is anything that maybe just the principle.
Okay, maybe just to re-emphasize with what you
Yes.
have said, because we are in this time when the young people have to arise and take up the mantle of leadership.
Yes.
Be it in institutions, be it in when I say institutions, I mean places of education, I mean government institutions, I mean churches, I mean any place where there is a system and a structure where leadership is demanded for.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to rise as young people because it is our time.
It is our
yeah.
time.
God is calling for a generation that will carry the mantle forward.
Okay.
Africa has cried for too long and looked for the outside world to help the people of Africa, but it's not going to work for us anymore. We have to rise as Africans. We have to carry the mantle. we have to run the race, and we are the ones who have to reach the finish line, for the continent of Africa. I like what the Bible says, that creation eagerly awaits for the revealing of the sons of God.
Yes.
I think it's the time
It's a time.
that the sons of God have to be revealed in Africa, and not just in church, but in every sector of influence.
We can never take over systems just by rising in church alone.
No, sir.
It's not enough.
No, sir.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. So probably I just want to speak to the young entrepreneur that is watching us, that young leader. You've got a vision, you've got a dream that you have carried for some time. The time to begin working on your dream is now. This is the time that you need to begin putting yourself together, and build capacity to become what God has said you should become.
Yes.
Now, you could be asking to say, what should I do if I have to become what I want to become? Number one, you need to change the environment where you are found. You see, Arthur, a lot of young people want to become something, and yet they are in the wrong environment. I'll give you an example. If you want to grow a mango tree, plant the mango seed in the ground.
Yes.
If a mango seed is on the shelf, it will not grow. But when you get it from the shelf and plant it in the ground, it will begin to grow. So a lot of young people out there are in places where they are, being found with wrong company. They are consuming wrong materials, wrong books, wrong movies, wrong music. That is not going to trigger the gift that you carry in you.
Yes.
Get the right books around you, get the right videos, get the right materials, start listening to the correct people, listen to programs like this one, and consistently grow in that environment.
Yes.
And as you do that, the gift that you carry will begin manifesting in you, and you will become the generation that this continent has been waiting for such a long time as this one. I think that's the advice that I had to give to the young people.
For today.
Yes, sir.
For today, I think we are ending here. We love you so much.
Mm-hmm.
From myself, Arthur Tsanga, and Miss Elijah Sneezer, we are saying bye-bye. See you next